And then
join Tim and Christina Madden, co-founders of Executive Career Upgrades, on their podcast, the Executive Career Upgrades Podcast. As an executive in today's highly competitive job market, it can be tough to succeed. However, with Tim's nationally recognized career advice and Christina's mindset expertise, you can reach your full potential. Tune in to upgrade your career and get ahead of the competition.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Executive Career Upgrades Podcast. I'm your host, Tim Madden, with the more beautiful Christina Madden.
Hey, I've been getting compliments all day.
They've been compliments from me though. I just keep giving you compliments all the time.
Is it only from you? Are you sure? I'm just kidding.
Well, who else has been giving you compliments?
I don't know.
Hey guys, we come to you each week showing you, right, how to get the job and money you deserve. And sometimes we help you out if you're running a business as well, right? On trends, predictions, like what do you need to do to attract and hire the right talent, and what really upsets candidates. We got some great stuff for you today. But first, hey, let me take a breath.
Well,
okay. Go ahead. Well, I got to do the introduction to tell people that we go live inside the Executive Career Network every single week, right? All 13,000 of us. So it's of course, what is the Executive Career Network?
The fastest and largest executive career network online with over 8,000. Actually, I'm looking at it right now.
It's almost 13,000.
12,300.
Okay, we're approaching
members.
13,000.
And guess what, guys? I'm not using a robot to go out and traipse. You know what? Let me make sure I'm getting up here. I always love if you guys tell us our audio is great too, if you drop it in the comments. But we do not use a robot to go traipsing the internet for members in this group, which a lot of people do. So I just bring this up. Like when you see that number,
these are real people. These are not
guys. I wish I could like share the screen and show you how many active requests I have right now of people just all over the world that want to join this network to connect and collaborate, talk about open jobs, problems that they're having. You know, it's
leadership
amazing.
And development best practices.
So our number one,
management,
free resource and the art of salary negotiation.
Mm-hmm. And hey, we stream obviously to our friends over on LinkedIn and Twitter. No, not Twitter. Oh, Raquel, we need to stream to Twitter. What are we doing? We have not been. Okay.
Drop it in the comments if you're guys
on Twitter.
Yeah, if you're on Twitter, if you're utilizing Twitter, or if you would watch us on Twitter. You want to see us on Twitter.
Because off topic real quick. Because that's where Tucker Carlson always posts his stuff. So that's why I'm going over there now. But that's a whole different thing. So, hey, we also upload to everywhere on the internet. Spotify, you could be listened to as Google Podcasts, iTunes. No, not iTunes. Apple. Hey, we appreciate your support. So do us a favor. If you get a golden nugget today, which I know you will, leave us a review over there because we just got our 2023. Wow. 2023 analytics from Spotify, who sent us this nice Spotify wrap. It's called a wrap, WRAP, which says, hey, we are trying to be one of the largest provider of career, advice to you online.
We are.
Well, for the numbers, right? So we are a top 100 podcast right now in America. We're like a top 50 podcast in Mexico and Europe. So anybody can find you online. So we appreciate your support. So, hey, share this with a friend, family member, business colleague, text it, DM them on Instagram. We appreciate everyone's support. And if you could leave us a review over there on one of those sites, we would really appreciate you. Christina has some updates, and then I'll kick us off and get us started. What do you got for us, Christina?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you guys, like I told our team on our team meeting a few minutes ago. So if you're on my team, you're going to be like, oh gosh, Christina, here she goes. But I think we can all agree, for the most part, even if you're really, really good at boundaries in your life, December and the holidays can be like a really hectic time. And then we will jump into the topic, by the way, guys, which is the future of executive hiring. So stick around for a second here. But the holidays, guys, we're under a lot of pressure, okay, in general out there. It's always been like that. Mm-hmm. You're pressured to spend a lot of money, to keep up with the Joneses, who's buying what. You just came off Black Friday. If you have kids, they're not asking for Barbies anymore. We're talking about iPads and
PlayStation 4.
I had a driver taking me to the airport the other day, and I'm like, what do your kids want? I really like this particular guy, you know, so we're talking about the kids and everything.
New $1,300
Oh,
iPhone.
no. They
What?
want to go stay on the beach in Miami in a resort for 2 weeks. I'm like, who are these kids?
No,
hang on. So I understand that we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. And even if you're not putting financial pressure on yourself, we know we got to entertain the family. We might have to pick up our remote offices and travel and the hustle and bustle of everything. And if that sounds like something you're going through, we all know that chaotic energy can just rip the joy right out of the, holiday season. So I just wanted to be sort of a voice of reason here. It's been kind of on my heart to just take a moment when you feel that chaotic energy rise, in pressure on yourself, especially if you're a perfectionist like me, like, oh my gosh, you should see the house and the tree and wow.
Looks like it's out of Better Homes and Gardens. Like I said, we could win an award. So if you know how to submit something, like we have the perfect amount of, what are they called? Ornaments.
Perfect amount,
like on every. Okay, go ahead.
Give yourself, when you feel this happening, give yourself a moment to pause. Okay. Because when you're, if you've read my book or followed me for any time or you're part of the program, you know that I talk a lot about thoughts, emotions, and actions. And when you're in this like high emotional state or emotionally charged state, or really just beating yourself up, we know the quality of our thoughts and the quality of our outcomes in life, aren't so great, and the quality of your outcomes in your job search specifically will suffer, and your job performance. So if you're going into a new role in the holiday season and stress is heightened, I'm just here to tell you this is
a whole podcast episode.
This is a really important topic. I'm thinking that maybe next week will be how to manage the holiday season during a job search. Which, by the way, if you are somebody who believes no one is hiring during the holiday season, please go back to our podcast episode from 2 weeks ago on how to really navigate the end of the year and how you can be really strategic about how to position yourself going into the end of the year.
So thank you, Susan and Matt, for tuning in, and thanks for the updates, Christina.
Mm-hmm.
You got any more?
I did. I had something here. What was? Oh, and then when it comes to the holiday season, define what's most important to you and your goals, and determine your actions based on that. Please, guys.
Yeah.
A lot of people are stressed right now. Stress is a friggin' killer, guys.
But hey, like I just told some people I was talking to this morning, here's the good news about life. Here's the good news about corporate America. Most of the time, right, and then we'll get started.
Leadership during the holidays, guys. Tune in next week. That's going to be the topic.
Yep. Okay, let's get started. Otherwise, we are the king of tangents, okay? But I was going to say, hey, you are the problem and the solution, right? Do not allow stress to come to you. But hey, whole nother topic. As always, hey, if you need help in your career, go on over to execupgrades.com/podcast. Episode 109, the future of executive hiring, trends and predictions for 2024. All right. Hey, what I first want to get started off with, because we got some great data for you here, is social recruiting. I talk to the clients about this all the time. So if you are tuning in today, hey, you are going to hear me repeat myself, but that's a good thing. Because typically, hey, as humans, we have to hear the same thing 100 times before we actually take action. So here it is. Social recruiting. Recruiting with, I'm not going to say the name because we're streaming to the platform. Recruiting with X is old news. So we're not going to say that name. But recruiters are broadening their scope of work.
He's talking about job boards, guys. Like generally job boards. That's what
job boards. Yep. So recruiters are broadening their scope and looking beyond job boards. As I have tried to tell you before, 78% of recruiters, of headhunters, of staffing agencies, of headhunting agencies, 78% are finding candidates online, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc., finding them on social media. So who are they finding? They are finding people that are talking about what they do. You have to get known. That's what I tell the clients, right? You have to get known. And if you're on LinkedIn and no one knows you, and you could be the most phenomenal CRO, sales executive, high performer, CFO, CTO, CEO, director of XYZ. If no one knows you, okay, it's really hard to get hired, and it's going to be really hard to get hired in 2024.
And if you are still shocked by this, I'd be really surprised. We've been doing this a long time, right? And people it's been very hard to get people to understand this. I'm just going to say it. Like, it's very hard for people to evolve and start to understand, wow, you're right. Like, this is not available on job boards. But now you guys see it. You guys are absorbing all this information. You're in the algorithms. You're on LinkedIn. Like, you see it. So what you're seeing, you have to be doing, right? And the probably reason that you're not is just lack of strategy and planning. So
But most of the time, it's not even about the strategy. It's just do it. When you first start, not going off topic, I'm going to write a book one day. Don't take this. It's going to be start, then optimize. Start, then optimize. It's just the same thing with working out. I don't know what to do. Hey, just get started, right? Do some push-ups. Do you know how to do push-ups? Do you know how to get out and walk? Do you know how to ride a bike? Guess what? You are working out. But everyone thinks they need the most magical plan to start. The same thing with getting known in your market, especially on LinkedIn, because let's be honest, we have directors, VPs, and executives tuning into this podcast right now, okay, online. So we know you're on LinkedIn. We absolutely know you're on LinkedIn. And we know people scroll LinkedIn every single day because they're looking for, hey, did this recruiter post something? Did this company say something? They stay connected to their network. So if I'm a sales leader on LinkedIn, I want to share how I built successful teams. I want to share how I've overcome a low show up rate. Okay. I want to talk about why detailed reporting is so important. You don't think any CEO, CROs are that's on their mind right now? So a part of getting known is just creating content. Create it and they will come.
do we have a free download for this?
We need to, Christy, help me out. We need to make this a downloadable asset somewhere. And if we do have that, the LinkedIn content strategy, Christy, if you could post that somewhere, we would really appreciate it. But hey, I know we have a lot of stuff we have to cover today. I just want to say, you have to get known. You have to create content, especially.
How would we be reaching these guys?
We wouldn't.
You guys want to know that
smart.
You guys want to understand. You guys want to know that we understand about 2024's hiring trends, right? So that's why we're here talking about it.
And sales, right? Or marketing or finance or whatever it is, right? Or education.
And it seems like common sense. Like, this seems like a common sense thing, but sometimes we need just really reminded over and over again. And this does not have to be, like Tim is saying, just to reiterate this, like some magical, big, fancy, schmancy thing. This could be, I mean, guys, a 2 or 3 sentence post at this point would move you more in the right direction than doing nothing. Because when somebody lands on your profile, just like if you land on our website, I need to make sure that you have a safe, like a soft place to land, to be entertained, engaged, and educated on what I know about. So if you guys were making a decision, let's say you are the decision maker, just to spin this another way for you, it might land for you differently. Like, who would you pick? Somebody who's not posted anything and doesn't seem interesting or educated or engaging?
No. I got it better yet. No, I know. I want you to talk about number 2, but I want to talk about number 1 first. Number 1 is really, do you want to pick someone that you have no idea who they are from a job board where they've applied online? You have 300 people. So do you want to hire someone kind of like that who kind of maybe has a good resume? Or what about number 2, Christina?
Landing on a profile of somebody that seems really actively engaged and relevant in their industry. And let me be clear as well, you're not in these roles forever. I think everybody has a pretty good understanding that now. I don't want to go too far off in this, but if you're only staying in a role for 2 to 3 years for a multitude of reasons, whether it's not a great fit, you've maxed your earning potential, or you're just not happy anymore, or there's been a reduction in force, where are you going to go in that moment? Like, you need connections on LinkedIn and people that follow you and are engaged with you. So this is a holistic view of your career in general. So
the average person, by the way, the average top performers, okay, the people that are in business doing extremely well on average, if you don't know this, at the top companies in the United States, Facebooks, Netflixes, etc., do you know how they actually, on average, stay at that organization for 1.7 years?
Oh, wow. See, it went down
years.
because about a year ago, that was around 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
think it was.
So moving on, because we could talk. This is a whole segment. So hey,
and if you're not promoting you, who is? Like I always go back to that. My brother was making a joke last night to me because I had a rap song produced about me and my achievements. I'm like, yeah, I did. I'm like, because who else is going to make a rap song about me? That song gets me pumped up. Like you need a brand. You need a brand.
Oh, thank you, Christy, for dropping. It's in the Facebook group and on LinkedIn. Hey, if you're tuning into Spotify or Apple Podcasts or somewhere else online, do me a favor, email Christy, CHRISTIE at execupgrades.com for your free LinkedIn content strategy guide. Hey, so if you're a company, get your recruiters, okay, to spend a little bit of time on LinkedIn and Twitter and the other social platforms, okay? Develop some type of training program for how to attract those people. Job boards, I'm telling you, no one likes them. Companies don't like them. A bunch of people apply that aren't qualified. Candidates don't like them because there's just too many candidates. It's a mess. Social recruiting is the way to go. Okay.
And if you don't believe us, you just get on there and apply for a few, you know?
Yeah. Number 2, remote work. Okay. At least a hybrid or in-person and remote work is here to stay. This year will further loosen boundaries on hiring polls, with more than a third of companies saying they're willing to hire remote workers from anyone in the world. 60% of candidates want flexibility in when they work and where they work. Huge shocker.
You guys don't want to know my thoughts on this.
But hey, that is with all the masses. Hey, another one. In 2024, more automation. Where's the video technology stuff that I got? Hold on. Oh, yeah, here it is. 2024. Recruiters and companies are going to start to continually automate more traditional hiring processes. Here's what that means. There's not going to be as many phone screens, okay, and initial interviews. One thing lots of big companies, and we already do this because we ahead of the curve, we use
that's what happens when you marry a recruiter.
We use video technology for talent, right? So I know a lot of you executives out there don't like it when you have to hop on a video and some questions pop up, right? But here's the reality. Everyone is so busy because sometimes you've been at the executive hiring thing, you know, okay, we got to get the CPO, we got to get the CMO, the CRO, you know, all these people together to make this decision. And it's so difficult. That's why hiring takes forever, right? With the implementation of video technology, while, hey, if you're a candidate, you're going to have to get over this, right? You're going to have to, it speeds up the hiring process. And here's some stats for you. Companies are utilizing this now because they're seeing an increase of 6x in time to hire, which means
they're seeing what?
They are hiring 6 times faster. Because here's the thing. You meet with the recruiter. You meet with the HR. You meet with the hiring manager. You meet with the boss. You know, it's like all these things. And it's like, we got to revolve around all these calendars when really it could be, hey, these are the questions that are important. We're going to send it to the candidate. The candidate's going to have a chance to answer them. And hey, if you fumble, it's okay.
They're already dreading this.
It's okay. Just restart it. Hey, we're all on Zoom anyway. Y'all want to work remote anyway because it says so. Hey, what's the difference, right? But the reality is this: it's going to speed up the hiring process.
So you have to use that thought. By the way, like I just already know you guys are getting all worked up about this, and it's all weird and awkward. Which, by the way, you have to repetitions is the only thing that's going to help you. But you have to use the thought. This is going to make this process go faster. This will make the process go faster.
Yes. So if you're at your company right now, do me a favor. Look into some video interviewing technology because here's what you can do. You can put the questions, the candidate can actually have time to review it. And then your first line supervisor can say, hey, I like this person, Tim Madden. Take a look at this. Hey, I like the way they did it too.
Or
hey,
immediately no.
Yeah. Or let's be honest. We try to be politically correct, but hey, we also keep it real here, right? Exactly. Hey, immediately know, what are you doing? Why are you in a dark closet? Why are you in a ratty t-shirt?
So now you're not looking at a resume, just wandering. Now you get to see real time. What is this person?
Exactly. How many of you have interviewed someone with a great resume and you get off that call and say, that is not that person? And how many times the best people I've hired had what? Christina, try to guess. A horrible resume. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So, hey, video technology is coming. We already implement it. Why? We are on a mission to help people. Therefore, we need great people to do that. And we don't have a million years to find them and go through some 10-week, 6-interview process, right? So make it easier on your teams. And a lot of companies are going to that. A lot of companies. Virtual recruiting. Some 70% of companies say that recruiting and onboarding is at least half virtual already. And are you ready? 10% of companies right now are fully virtual through the hiring process. And Nabil, thank you for the comment. Nabil says, we all need to see LinkedIn profiles, pages, groups, newsletters as online spaces where our audience potentially exists. Absolutely.
Hello. Hey.
If you don't think you executives are outside of LinkedIn, I know that's not correct. Do you know why? Because here at Executive Career Upgrades, we run advertising all over the internet to include YouTube, to include, I know you guys are on TikTok because you opt in and see our ads on TikTok and schedule a call with us. You over there on Instagram as well, and you over there on Facebook. So just think about this.
Follow us on Instagram, Coach Tim Madden and Coach Christina Madden, Christina with
Shameless
a K.
plug.
Because you might be listening to this sometimes and you're wondering like, wow, I want to hear their everyday tips and tricks. Well, we do our Instagram and Facebook stories where you hear us kind of live, real time talking about things all day, all things career. So be sure to hop on over there, subscribe to the YouTube channels. Hey, and like, this is me doing what I'm telling you to do. Get over there, get plugged in.
Exactly. Okay. 2 things. I want to do 2 things, and you have, well, I want to talk about this, and maybe you can expand on this, but here's the reality. There's a lot of problems going on in this country, ladies and gentlemen, that is affecting the average person's mental health. One of the areas in focus for both potential employee and employer is mental health. About half of recruiters are saying job seekers are asking about mental health benefits more frequently.
I'm sorry. It's important. Mental health is important. Listen, half of these podcast episodes are about how to manage your thoughts, emotions, and actions, how to, manage boundaries in your life. We talk a lot about, did I just say this? Work-life balance, how to use your career to reach your personal, professional, and financial goals. So we understand when I use the word holistic, that's what I mean. Looking at your career and life as a whole, how it works together to support your best mental and physical state through meeting personal and professional and financial goals. However, I would venture to say that can I say it?
No, probably not.
Things are getting a little soft out there, guys.
It is. Yeah.
I mean, think about it.
Well, no, I have it. I was talking to Robert, who's our SVP of Client Success. We both served in the military for a long time. Robert's still in serving part-time in the Florida National Guard. And he said he has a friend who is a lieutenant colonel of Army Special Forces. And he is saying that the attrition rate to pass SF school is a lot of people are quitting, to where they're running into people who, actually think they have what it takes to be special forces, but like no one's making it through the school comparatively to, those who joined in the 2000s. Right. So, hey, it is what it is, but hey, we can only do what we can do for ourselves. Right. And then be the leader for the next stage of leaders who are going to take over corporate America. Let's move into benefits real quick. Of course, medical and dental remain the most desired benefits among employers. However, many job seekers are looking beyond standard medical and dental coverage. Roughly half of employees want more from employers, such as retirement, work-life balance, other types of benefits, other types of incentives. So employers, listen up. Right? Medical and dental is nice, but lots of people want a lot more incentives besides that. And if you are trying to recruit competitive talent in a competitive job market, you may need to differentiate, I can't say the word, yourself a little bit in 2024.
Let's talk about, I have a question for you, Tim. What are people even, so it says people want more and more support. And I think this is the most notes we've ever had for a specific topic because it's just such a big topic. But people want more and more support specifically from their employers to save for retirement. How is that being negotiated, like in today's market, like in our recent offers with our clients? I don't even know. Like, how do employers contribute? I mean, I get it, like basic 401k matches and all that, but like, how would you negotiate more or ask for more? And what are people getting with this?
Well, it depends. If you're at the director, VP, and executive level, right, they're getting stocks, RSUs, right? They're getting profit sharing, right? And lots of the top companies offer this already. So it's basically, we see a lot of offers here at Executive Career Upgrades. Every big company is going to have basically everything that is becoming a standard in 2024. If you're a mid-sized company, hey, and you haven't gone public or something yet, or have, stocks or equity, et cetera, to give people, you have to figure that out, right? Because here's the thing. We don't give retirement plans anymore. This isn't 1970 where you're going to work in a coal factory for 20 years and then you're going to have retirement for the rest of your life. I think it's something like
Just marry a guy with TRICARE. No,
of the millions of companies out there in America, less than 20% even offer like retirement type benefits, right? So what does it, and think about this, employees are leaving every 2 years or 3 years for companies. So with that being said, hey, how can you retain top talent? If you're a mid or a small size company, that may come in the form of you probably should develop a profit sharing program. Mm-hmm. You should probably give people, well, there's a million things, professional development opportunities. You should probably show them, hey, I know you're here now. You should probably learn about what types of goals they have, Christina.
Yes, with the PPF goal setting session. And by the way,
PPFs?
Personal, professional, and financial goal setting. And just circle back to this for a second. So making sure you're prepared for the future, by the way, is a huge mental health benefit, in my opinion, right? Like if you're not, that's going to cause anxiety. And I want to just circle back for a second, just say, I am a mental health advocate. That's what my entire book is about. If you can't see me, I'm holding it. The Fearless Executive is all about managing anxiety and depression that stems from a very toxic workplace. Like I get it. But now you have to, if you want access to these benefits from some of the best companies in the world, guess what? You have to be the best candidate, which goes back then to branding and all of that, because how are you going to position yourself to negotiate more and get really what you want? At the end of this, when you get the offers and,
well, it starts with, that's why we have another product coming out in Q1, which is around how do you put systems in place so you can actually attract great people? The problem is most of you out there trying to attract the great people, you haven't clearly defined what that person is. You aren't clear on your goals. You aren't clear on the path to success. And then you're wondering, and you don't have a competitive offer or environment. And you're wondering why you can't hire all these great people. Well, that's your problem. So that's one of our missions of 2024 is developing products and services here more on the corporate side, right? Of how to attract the top talent. Like what specifically do you need in place? It's not just the salary. Hey, you're paying someone 100K, 200K, 300K. It's far beyond that, right? So how do we bring great people in? And then how do we, retain those great people? Stay tuned for that. It's coming. It's being developed right now. You are welcome.
Amazing. What I wanted to talk about specifically that interested me, and I wanted to get Tim's feedback on this.
We didn't say this before we got started. I'm sorry. Hey, if you need help in your career, go on over to execupgrades.com/podcast. Okay, continue. Sorry.
Is data-driven decision-making in 2024. Data. As it relates to hiring, using predictive analytics. So companies may be increasingly leveraging data analytics and AI to predict executive success based on historical performance data and the use of behavioral assessments such as psychometric and behavioral assessments.
DISC assessment. And do you know what? When I was younger in my recruiting career, I hated assessments. And I thought they were complete
Well, they're
BS.
time consuming too.
They're time consuming. I thought they were complete BS. I was not sold on them. They hurt me more than they helped me when I was recruiting candidates. But now, a more seasoned professional, right? They are extremely vital. They are extremely vital. Because here's why. It's a data point, right? If you have everyone go through the same event, then you can actually predict stuff. But if you're sending everyone through not the same event, through they're interviewing with this person and this person who's asking them with different questions, hey, what do you know? You don't have predictable success. That's why most people struggle to hire good people. They do not have a process. And I just mean a hiring process, let alone everything else that actually goes into attracting those great people.
Without going too much into the R3 assessment, which is the one that we now really like through our mentor, give like a high level view on what you were telling me about yesterday with like, okay, bringing in all the different personality types into one meeting.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, we take it's a style of the DISC assessment. It's called the R3 by Cardone Ventures. You can go to cardoneventures.com to my man, Brandon.
Man, we'd be plugging them a lot.
They amazing. We sent them, we need to get a referral coupon code.
I think there is an affiliate for the R3
code. No, but hey, in our portal, we're having, I haven't put this out. So team, if you're listening to this, we are redoing the R3. It's been updated. And here's what happens. It says, hey, once everyone completes their DISC assessment, how
the R3 assessment or the DISC.
How would you like to do this? Hey, we're going to hold a meeting with Tim Madden and Christina Madden and this person from our team and this person from my team. And we can actually go into the system and say, click, 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 click. They've all taken the assessment before. And it's going to say, hey, to get the most benefit out of this meeting, here's what we recommend doing. Here's what we don't recommend doing. And it's how to run effective meetings based on who's in the meeting. I'm like, this is genius. It's genius.
Why don't we do this for when you and I do our one-on-one meetings? Wow. Groundbreaking right there.
Because you haven't taken the new R3.
That's
I'm
true.
waiting on you.
That's true. But guys, so like we can all agree that the outcomes of every meeting, particularly if you're working for like a Fortune 500 company and you have big targets and like you better be doing a great job. The outcomes of every single meeting are so vital. And we can all agree that we've sat in on some meetings that are just very ineffective. It's really easy to quickly get off topic and you're not getting to the objective of it all. So just like our interviews, like the outcomes matter. So this is a great tool. So just be looking for this coming up next year. It already has been a big deal, but for sure, this is what's showing in research right now that these are for sure going to be used.
We live in the land of data. Yeah. We live in the land of where we know processes are important.
And we can either resist it or we can be like, hey,
leverage it.
Get excited because again, you get to waste less time on small talk. You get to waste less time with emotional exhaustion on all of this. And so again, like when we go back to data driven and listen, this is not perfect. I can't even sit here and honestly tell you that we are crushing every single day.
We're chipping away at it every day.
Yes. Like I can get very angry, upset, emotional, just like the next person. So can this guy. Don't let him tell you any different. But the more and more you can rely on this side of things and the less you have to experience with that. And with that comes more joy in your career and your life. So really there's more freedom in this,
Mm-hmm. And that goes into culture, right? Whether you're going after I said this a couple weeks ago, but it's worth revisiting. If you're approaching a job search right now, forget like what you're targeting, forget how much money you want to make. You need to clearly identify, hey, where is someplace you would like to work? And I'm not talking about a company name. What does that company stand for? Do they contribute to the environment, right? Do they make the world a better place? Does it help people succeed in one area of their life? Like when you are with a company where you have a mutual goal alignment, you are therefore going to be extremely more successful. And companies in general, I think do a really bad job, right? In talking about their mission, vision, cultures. Because think about this. Look at all the big companies. Someone help me out. I don't know Google's vision. I don't know IBM's vision. I don't know their values. I don't know Facebook's. I don't know Twitter's. I don't know. Honestly, can you think of where the mission of one company?
One.
Only Apple.
Only
Okay.
one, and it's Little Spoons, which is our meal
Go
prep
ahead.
delivery service for my son. But guess what? Guess why I know that?
Yeah.
Well, A, they marketed to me really well, and B, I actually care because I want really good quality food, organic food. So their mission, and I'm not going to know it verbatim, but it's to deliver XYZ amount of plates to XYZ children, organic, high quality farm. Like,
Boom.
forgive me, but so
Yeah.
I know that's what they stand for. And then
Yep.
their core values are like wellness, health, education, and it's all about the kids. And I've looked at that repeatedly, and I've actually helped a couple of our clients target roles there. One went on to actually start her own meal prep company. Super cool. But
That's awesome.
yeah, we don't have a lot of that, right? So,
So that's important to you.
mm-hmm.
That's resonating with you, right? But think about this. We're doing a bad job. There was just a month ago, a CEO was on doing an interview. It was like a live thing. And the person asked him, what's the mission of the company? And he was like, hey, Cheryl, come bring me.
That's rough.
That's rough. Imagine this. The way I explained it to the team like last week, I was like, imagine going to, well, I'm always military, right? Imagine going to a battle, not even knowing, like, why we here, man? Why we going into these woods? Why we taking this equipment? Why we doing anything? Who wants to work at a place where you're like, we don't have a mission, and why we doing anything? That sounds like the worst place to work ever.
I know it might
How
seem
could
like
you be motivated and inspired to work there?
it might seem like Tim and I are on some remote island home office somewhere, but we're actually not. We have a headquarter location in Southwest Florida, and in that headquartered location, listen, we fly team members in, but most of the time it's just Tim and I and a couple of people. We have a large remote team all over the country and the world, but I'm just bringing us back here to the fact that we have plaques everywhere on the wall that have our core values. Well, yes, we have a lot of the
core values,
success
mission.
Stories down the hallways, but we have our mission, our core values, our favorite achievements. We have like the Inc. 5000 sign. We have our brand everywhere because that's just us doing that for our own environment for us, and we own the company because you need that reminder. Mm-hmm.
Culture.
I mean, look back here. If you guys are watching, it's just everywhere.
It's everywhere. So let's kind of recap what we talked about so far. Get known online. Step 1, just worry about getting known. Step 2, make a decision to get known. Hey, start creating content on LinkedIn about your specialty, what value you can add, things you've overcome in your life. One of my mentors, right, says, how are you going to go through things in life? Meaning maybe you've had to, climb the ropes and the ladder of whether it be sales, marketing, finance, or whatever. How are you going to climb this ladder and not share with other people that are on the same ladder how you've achieved it or your expertise to a company that's looking for your expertise? Like, man, that's really selfish, right? How can you get better as an entire world, as corporate America, if we don't learn from other people? Like, it's impossible, right? So if you're a director, VP, or an executive, share what you know online. I assure you, it will serve you well. Plus 78% of recruiters are looking for that. Number 2, it's no surprise. Almost everyone wants to work remote. Number 3, video technology will potentially 6x the time to hire. While you might not like it as an executive, here's what I do like: getting hired 6 times faster and not relying on, just taking forever. Just this. Creating a good culture and knowing the culture you want to do. Hey, it's becoming more vital. It just is. It is. We talked about benefits.
If you want more benefits, do all the things he just said.
Chatbot. Oh, we talked about AI, how, you can leverage. Just is, right? It's going to be with behavioral assessments. They're going to become more predominant.
It can actually predict based on your past achievements and past performance on if you will be able to effectively even do the job.
We spoke about benefits. One thing we didn't talk about, which people are using now, some of the large companies, is they're using chatbots. They're using chatbots on their website, and it's being used in the recruitment process to help convert more applicants and increase the number of leads, because some of the big companies out there are putting chatbots, right? So you can ask the chatbot anything. So how would it be going to someone's website, right? A larger company saying, hey, what's it like to work here? What's the mission here? How many employees do you have? What's a typical day in the life of this? And guess what? Artificial intelligence has already pulled all of that data from the company because they have data in place. So a candidate, guess what? Can have a lot of questions answered besides just what do most people do? What's the mission and the vision and the values of the company on the website, even though no one knows them in the company? All right, I'm ready for an interview, right? So, hey, there's going to be these cool new AI chatbots that are popping up more that I think is pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. You can go there
and you can utilize
help prepare for an interview.
Then you can utilize ChatGPT on how to better respond to the chatbot and also to determine exactly what to ask. Because like, the quality of your questions determine the quality of your outcomes, right? So, and that goes with anything. Be ready to be able to communicate at a higher level faster.
More people are recruiting globally. We did that too. We've made some global hires this year as well. So that's one of the other ones, the remote and global talent pool. More people are bringing in global people for American-based companies due to special skills or just a bigger talent pool. So now, job seekers, you not only competing with Tampa, Florida, if you live in Tampa, Florida, you competing with the whole United States. And now, hey, sorry to tell you, in some positions, especially upper leadership roles, you're competing with the whole world. So,
but guess what? You
known.
can flip that and also think, wow, I don't even have to target only American companies. I can actually target
global companies,
the whole world. And
We've
AI,
had people do that too.
A personal brand, by the way, and AI is one of the only ways to do that.
Yeah. So if you don't know this, here at
connecting.
Exec Upgrades, we place people in, well, we're primarily US, but we've helped people in Croatia get hired. We've helped people in America land a job in Europe, in Australia. We've had people transition that come from China here that now are consultants for large because getting a job it's the same thing, right? So what do you need, right? You need to know what you're targeting. You need to know how to get in front of people that can actually hire you. You need to know what to say, convert those interviews to offers. And then you know how to talk about money. Doesn't matter if you live in South Africa, Russia, wherever you live, this is the job search process. So again, if you need help, go on over to execupgrades.com/podcast. There is many more things, but we could be here all day. I really wanted to just bring what we feel, right, are some of the trends, and well, they're not predictions. I mean, it's coming. These are coming. So we have given you the information. So it's about getting the information and then taking action on that information to improve your situation. Christina, anything else that you want to talk about today?
No, anything I want to talk about should probably be whole separate episodes. Yes. Talking about job search during holidays. I'm also interested to see, what unfolds in 2024 in terms of inflation and salary increases. I looked at some data yesterday, and you guys are really, really excited about the money talk and predictions. Just money talk in general, salary negotiation, not losing your offers, how to convert interviews to offers. But I'll be interested to see what happens with the cost of living and how companies are going to keep up with that and what people can expect, financially. But we have no really control over that. But I would like to see what's kind of being predicted.
Blockchain technology.
And that's on the list, by the way. I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole yet, but.
Well, we'll talk about it briefly. Soon, you will not be able to hide from anything because you will have a digital profile. And because you have this digital profile, you will have credential transparency. Blockchain technology is going to be used to create a secure and transparent system for verifying executive credentials and qualifications. Enhanced trust. Blockchain is also going to contribute to increased trust in the accuracy of executive profiles and professional histories. No more lying on resumes.
So wait a second. Does that also mean your credit score is going to impact your job opportunities?
I don't know. Maybe.
Guys, you better get on over to lexingtonlaw.com.
So, hey guys, we are committed to each week providing you with tactics and strategies to how to elevate your career, whether it's getting on more interviews, getting in front of people, networking, collaborating, getting your mind right, prioritizing your wellness. Hey, oh my God, there's just too much. That's why, hey, we're committed to come to you once per week, right? To drop some knowledge on you to help you in your career. Closing comments, Ms. Christina Madden.
No, I'll see you guys next week. And I know I have some of my favorite listeners, which are our clients, that will be heading on over to my mindset call starting in 12 minutes, which, by the way, I had like the best compliment last week. They were like, how do you go straight from doing a podcast to doing this? I'm like, repetition, getting comfortable being online. So
absolutely. Hey, until next week, if you need help, go on over to execupgrades.com/podcast. Have a great week, everyone.